Hello, I'm Shauna and I'm behind the So Good brand where we help people come home to themselves and on the land. And we're here with High Vibe Heather and she's here to tell us about human design.
Hi, good
Welcome, Heather.
morning. Thanks for having me,
Hi.
Shauna.
So we are excited to talk about our workshop that we have coming up March 18th here in McMinnville. Heather's going to be joining us from Portland. Can you talk to our listeners about what human design is and how it works?
Yeah, I'd love to. So, human design is what's known as the science of differentiation. And what's really cool about it is we are all told in society that there's certain rules we have to follow if we want to have this template for success in life. And what human design does is it gets in there and messes that all up. And it says there is no template. Everybody is uniquely made to live their own individual life. And what's right for you may not be right for everyone else. That whole idea of like there's one track to success because everyone has a different definition of what success looks like for them. So it's a tool for helping you to become aware of what your own way of living a successful life looks like.
So how did you get involved with human design?
So I was actually introduced to it randomly at a business retreat that I was on several years ago. And another person at this retreat happened to use human design in his business. He was a coach to CEOs, where human design was like a tool that he used to help the CEOs into their own superpowers so that they could up level in their own work. He just one day in a meeting asked me for my birth information, and I had no idea why. And then he pulled up my chart and just said one sentence to me that blew my mind. Was fascinated. I need to know more. So I started studying it on my own after like years of trying to piece it together on my own, just getting a better understanding, but still couldn't quite get the full picture. And I actually got a reading from the author of the books that I had been reading because my energy type happens to be a manifesting generator.
Same.
Whatever. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What he shared with me was like, whatever lights you up is what you're meant to be doing. And it's okay if that changes. At that moment was kind of in a transitional time, trying to decide like, what do I want to do next with my life? Because I was kind of bored with what I was currently doing, honestly. And I was like, you know what? I think I want to do this. I asked him, how do I learn? And he had a mentorship program, and I started it the very next month. So then in
Mhm.
March of 2020, I began my training under him. 2 years under him. And halfway through that, I started working with clients and helping them start to practice my skills and helping them to see how they could also change life so that they could change the circumstances of their life to meet them instead of having to deal with life and always feel somewhat uncomfortable.
I personally don't believe that there's any answers outside of ourselves, but there's bumpers along the way that help to reassure us that we're on the right path, right? And so we can
Yeah.
find ourselves in alignment with whatever that modality is. It's just kind of like that check and balance with the universe. This feels good. This feels like me, like my truth. For when I discovered my human design and what a manifestor generator is and does, there's different types of personalities tests, the Enneagram, Myers-Briggs. They're all just different ways, check and balance. Not all of it's going to have 100% that's going to tell you more of your truth than but they're really great to light you up and show you your path.
100%, because I had studied Myers-Briggs. It was interesting, and some of the information resonated, some of it didn't. But what I found fascinating about human design was like just the nuanced details of how much it resonated and just the permissioning that it gave me to really live in my own authentic truth instead of feeling like there was something wrong with me because I wasn't like everyone else.
Yes, that's good stuff. And that's what these So Good events and gatherings are about, is finding what lights you up, giving different settings and opportunities to find your joy in whatever that may look like, whether that's a workshop learning about your human design or crafts that you're creating with your hands, but it's finding that place in yourself. Thank you
Yeah.
for helping us find that human design outlet within our joy. Can you talk a little bit about what we're going to learn on the 18th?
Yeah, really excited for this workshop we have coming up. I am going to be presenting on the five energy type, and that's really the basis foundational piece of human design is understanding what your energy type is. Each energy type has a specific strategy for how they're meant to engage with life. And it's based on what energy you have available to you personally. It's a way of understanding what is the most efficient and effective way that I can apply myself without having to burn out or question, am I doing this right? Or chasing after things that aren't aligned for you. It just brings you that level of clarity that helps you to preserve your energy and know that the way you're spending it is actually going to pay you back. Digging into what those 5 energy types are and your strategy for your specific type, I encourage everyone who joins us to bring a printout of your human design so that you can follow along and then walk away from the workshop knowing I have enough to have a good basis for operating in a way that is really reflective of who I am and what I have to share with the world.
Beautiful. Oh, I love it.
We'll definitely start out the workshop with just an overview of the Human Design Body Graph, which is the fancy name for the chart. So that people can follow along, get a good understanding of what we're talking about and how the system works, because it is a complex system.
So don't worry too much about what you're seeing because that's all going to be explained. So many ways to dig into that, it seems. We're going to do a door prize for people that join us. Free registration gets you 1 entry. And then if you bring a friend, we'll give you another entry. Includes a manifestation kit and an offering from Heather that she'll tell you about.
I'm going to be offering a free mini reading to whoever wins, where we're going to go a little bit deeper than what we cover in the workshop, just to give you some more information on how to really dial things in your life so that you can be in more flow and ease.
I love it. Well, thank you so much, Heather. I really look forward to our adventure. So thank you.
Yeah, I'm excited to collaborate with you, Shauna, and I look forward to the workshop and whoever decides to join us. Can't wait to meet you.
Have a beautiful day.
So good.